Hello again, YouTube. This is the Gig Man, giving you all the tips and pointers on how to be successful in this gig. So everybody been giving their tips and pointers, but I want to give you some 2022 tips and pointers. And again, it's based on my market. Your market might be different, but I want to give you some tips and pointers for DoorDash specifically. You can add it to Grubhub. I want to do food delivery with this one. So the number one tip that I would give is go the shortest distance possible with your deliveries. Shortest distance possible. What I do is I'll take the longer stuff. Like I'll take the 14, like earlier I had a $14 going 9.9 miles. I took it, I delivered it, so on and so forth. But at this time, as you can see, it's getting dark. Where I live at, it's gonna be hard to see. You know, the police gonna be a little more aggressive in those areas. And sometimes the long deliveries can be in skeptical areas, whether it's safety concern or police. You know, let's just be honest, I'm a little chocolatey. So in Wisconsin, sometimes in certain areas, that could be a big waste of time. Like they'll pull you over for a tail light, like a tail light. Come on, man. Wait, let me get a little more light in here. Let me get a little more light in here. So the first, I would say, even all day, shortest deliveries possible. Even if it's low paying, like I showed y'all in my other video, how I had a delivery to pay $4.25. It was going from one end of the parking lot to the other end, and I was close to it. So I just came in the parking lot, got the delivery, took it to the other side, $4.25. It was on the first floor. She was waiting for me when I got in there. Probably didn't even take 5 minutes total. Me grabbing it, me taking it, 5 minutes, 7 minutes tops. So you want to get the short ones. And I don't like my cutoff point. If it's like $3.50 and it say 0.5 and it's a fast restaurant, I still might do it because of the distance. With me now in my market, shortest distance is the most important factor. Second is the workers. Like don't be staring at people and stuff, but just know which restaurants have the best workers who will get those bags done, get your food ready, where you won't have more wait times and stuff like that. Now, I told you, Popeyes, off limits. I got burned again today. That's the end. Now, if I move out of town and they decent, maybe. But here, my market, no more Popeyes. Done. They didn't even have no food. They didn't have no food, y'all. So, again, shortest distance possible. Second, workers, good workers, fast, reliable workers. So with those two, you taking short deliveries, you get there, boom, it's ready because the workers are good. You go take it on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. The more you could do, that's why they call it production. See, businesses produce. This is why we fill out a 1099 form, because this is not like a regular job where you only are required by some jobs to show up and do the task. This, you gonna get what you put into it. You gonna get what you put into it. And I don't know about y'all markets, but this market, you gonna get enough deliveries to choose from. Like it gets slow at times. Like maybe I would say Tuesday is the slowest day, but yeah, those workers, very important. You see people in there playing. If I see somebody in there playing or moving slow, stuff like that, I'm going to be skeptical the next time I get a request from that restaurant. Number 3, I would say is customer tips are important, but I would say the overall payout of the runs that you take is important too. So let's say you want to go short distance, you want to go somewhere quick, but you getting all these requests, so you're getting 2 at a time. If one of those restaurants is bad and the other one is good, I reject the whole thing. I'm rejecting the whole thing. Like if it says, let's say it says $10 going 5 miles, and one of the restaurants, the workers are terrible, I'm rejecting the whole order. Or here's another thing I do, which is important, which we might as well get at as a tip. Unassign that second order if it's under your minimum. So if you have 2 orders, when one of them, you just look at the pay, go to return the task, it'll show you how much each one is paying. So if you see one of them is paying 8 and it's a total of 10, you know the other one they trying to get over on you. You can't, you want tips, but you can't rely on them because you might get there and they might not tip you. So that one that say $2, unassign that. DoorDash can pay us more than $2, man. They can pay us more than $2 for these deliveries. Unassign that delivery. Never assume tips. Just another tip. You want a tip about tips? Never assume tips. Never assume. They could be gaslighting y'all when you get here to tip. Nah, never assume. If the tip ain't on there from the beginning, from the get-go, don't assume. Next tip I would say about my market is, you know, some people say just lunch and dinner. I say just stay out here as long as you want, long as you can. Because in this market, the algorithm begins to work more and more the longer you out here because they want to keep you out here. So the longer you're out here, the algorithm gives you better and better orders. So let's say you start at 6 in the morning. Instead of stopping at 2, like some people do, 11 to 2, 2 to or 5 to 9, just get picky during lunch and dinner, which is another tip. So the time you out here, there's not lunch and dinner rush. You be a little more lenient. Just try to stay busy. Don't let them get over on you with bad runs, but just try to stay busy. So if you reject 3 in a row, and that fourth one might say $6 going 5 miles, just take it. If it's a good restaurant, good workers, just take it, just so you can keep your money going on the up and up. So, but lunch and dinner, that's when you're supposed to be more picky. Like this dinner, and I'm making this video right now, but when I get off of here, I'm not taking that garbage. If they want me to take low pay, it better be 1 mile. Or like this restaurant over here, as soon as I get there, it's ready. 1 mile. You want me to do $4.50? 1 mile and ready. Otherwise, a dinner rush ain't no $4.50. Ain't no $4.50 happening. What's his name, Tony? It ain't happening, Tony, man. Sorry, man. You got to get you one of these new jack drivers. I've been doing this since 2018, something like that. So ain't gonna be none of that, man. Just like I ain't doing no 11 miles. And another thing, this is just my personal preference. I might do a Target grocery pickup with a couple items, but I don't do those big grocery pickups at this time. I just don't, because I look at it like the time I must spend in there, I could have been undid 2 deliveries, maybe even 3. So if it's say like 15 items, the time you gonna spend in there, you could have been undid 2 deliveries. So I do all of that early, like if it say something like $21 going 12 miles, 15 items, I'm taking that. During the day, sun up, I'm taking that. But at night, I'm not really doing those groceries. I want to get these deliveries done. So again, my first tip, short as possible. Second tip, good workers, man, just kind of watch them. Like, don't be staring at them, but kind of see how they do things in there. And then another tip, know which restaurants to avoid at certain times. Like, let's say in my area, Wingstop. Like right now, not taking them because it's going to be too busy. It's going to be problems with the orders. But I took some Wingstop earlier. Like, I'll do it during the day. Little Caesars, bad environment. Like, the people who like Little Caesars in my city, not really the type you want to have your back turned to. You want to be going out of, around dark corners. And the workers are different at night. So Little Caesars, my cutoff time is 2:30. After 2:30, I don't do no Little Caesars. Then you have Buffalo Wild Wings, which I just was talking to a guy. He was basically saying they done got fast. But for me, like Thursday, Friday, Buffalo Wild Wings, no, not after 3. Because it's just going to be too long of a wait. I don't like to wait for these orders. I like to do it, get back to my zone. Like, I even put it on pause. Like, if let's say in Milwaukee, 76, that area right there, those workers are kind of different in some of those restaurants. So I'll put it on pause, get past all those restaurants, get past all those low-income people that might be looking for a quick fix, which I ain't the one. I ain't the one, man. I ain't the one. But they might not know that. So I'm going to get past all of them, come right back to where I am right now in the suburbs, and work from here. This is my hot spot right here. You have right here, you have Potbelly's behind me. Chick-fil-A is weird. I don't know why I'll never get them. I don't know if they lying on me. I ain't never got into it with them or nothing. But I never get Chick-fil-A, which is behind me. Then you got a Pick and Save right there, which sometimes you get DoorDash, you know. You have Qdoba. Qdoba's right here. Target, Burger King, McDonald's. It's a lot of restaurants over here. So I work from here. Then you going further, you have Panera Bread over that way. You have another Panera in the mall, which ain't too far. It's a lot of restaurants. A lot of restaurants. A couple Taco Bells, a couple Wendy's. Tons of restaurants where I am. So I'm going to end this video, but I want to give you those tips. And another tip too, another tip is based on how much the order pay, that's how long you wait. So if the order is a short, let's say I say, well, 1 mile, $4.50. I'm not waiting more than 2 minutes for that order. I'm unassigning it. That's why you got to keep your level, your percentage up to at least 90% so you can unassign. Don't get under 83 because now you're in the danger zone. But you want to keep it up so you can unassign when they taking too long. So if it pays 7, I'll wait like 5 minutes. I'll wait longer the shorter it is. So if it's a short run, I'll wait longer. I might even hop in the drive-thru. But like $10, and I know they decent normally, I might wait a couple minutes, man, like 5, maybe 5 to 8 minutes before I unassign. $20, I'm waiting. Because $20, if it pay $20, especially if it's going less than 10 miles, it's going to be like a 30-minute swing. So that's the thing. Imagine if I get 2 of those, I done made $40 an hour in that hour. So I'm going to wait a little while for that $20 order. But those 5s and 6s, not waiting that long, if at all. Not waiting. And then if you take a $4.50, you should not be waiting more than 2 minutes. If you take a $7, like, to me, the going rate under $10 should be half of that. Like, so if it's $9, you should wait like 5 minutes. So it should be half of that. But as you get higher in the 15s, 20s, stuff like that, you can wait longer. You can wait up to 30 minutes if you need to. Because if it pay $20 and it's going to take 15 minutes, I'm waiting for that. Now, in some cases, if it take long, I might not. But I'm normally waiting for that. So let me get going. I want to get at least 3 more hours in before I stop. This is the gig, man. I hope I helped y'all with some of these tips. Take short deliveries. Like when you first start, like if you start at 6 in the morning and you see something that say 12 going 10 miles, I would even take that. I'm not taking that right now, but I would take that and when I first start. Because that, when you get done with that, you already in the double figures. You already there. So that's just me. This is how I do things based on my market. Your market could be different. But that's all I had on this video, and I will see y'all on the next one.